All right, I want to talk about the game real quick. Barcelona 3, Levante 2. Now, the game was absolutely nerve-wracking for me as a Barcelona fan. When I tell you my stomach was in my ass. My stomach was in my bum. No bap. Because holy moly, that game was intense. So we started off. Let me show y'all. I have set up this so y'all could see the game. I don't know what this is for. Whatever. Okay, this is how Barcelona came lined up. Joan Garcia in the defense, correct? Then we have Balde at left back, Araujo at right center back, Cubarsi at left center back, and Eric Garcia at right back. Midfield, Flick decided to go with Casado over Frankie de Jong. Pedri, as always, he decided to put Rafinha at the 10. Now, look, me personally, I did not mind this because I did want to see how it would work out. I have not watched a game of Rafinha playing the 10. And every Barcelona fan has been raving about Rafinha playing the 10 because he drifts into the middle so much. He occupies the middle so much. Rashford on the left, Yamal on the right as always, and Ferran Torres up top. Now, I enjoyed this to an extent. Right? Let's go ahead and get Levante. What did they play? They played like a 5-back. Oh, they played something like this. Levante played something like this. Levante played something like this, right? At the start, this is what we were lined up against, okay? Now, I enjoyed watching this because, Torres is occupying here. Rashford is here and Balde is here, right? Now, so if we just go ahead and move everybody up. Yamal, he was kind of nullified this game, in my opinion. Yamal was really nullified this game. I think Yamal did not have the best of his games, but, I digress. Whatever. So, what I want to say is, let's not focus on Yamal's side. Because in the first half, Yamal did not get the ball as much. We did not focus. He had the ball. We played that side a lot, but Yamal wasn't doing much. It was more of what Rashford was doing. Rashford was getting the ball a lot. Rashford was playing off Balde a lot. It was Rashford and Balde constantly playing with the ball back and forth. Pedri, obviously, he likes to occupy these spaces in between the wingers and the 10. So he's always going in right here. Casado as well. He's coming in, depending. They're just interchanging. Our two midfielders today were interchanging between occupying these spaces right here. These spaces right here in between the 10 and the wingers. Now, Rashford, for some reason, was playing the byline more than Balde. And Balde was playing in right here. So this is kind of what it was looking like every time he was attacking with Rashford. Sometimes it'd be different, but it was majority Rashford on the outside and Balde inside. I did not like that. Me personally, I did not like that. Now, Rafinha at the 10. I did not enjoy his style of play at the 10 because he's not playing off of anybody in the middle that's already a 10. You know what I mean? Rafinha is better on the wing, playing off of someone, for example, being here, like a Fermin. Or like a Olmo, you know what I'm saying? He's better off coming inside, letting Balde take the outside, right? But that wasn't the case today. Today, Rafinha decided he was picking up the ball in his own half, pushing up, playing in the middles, making runs far from the ball and behind, which he normally does, no matter what side he's on. But he was non-existent in the first half. I didn't think Rafinha had a big impact in the first half, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, right? Now, this Rashford, I would have preferred to see Rashford at the 9 than him at the left. just for the sole purpose that if we're gonna use Rafinha in the 10, I'd rather Rafinha at the left and Rashford up top. But if we're using Rafinha at the 10, I'd rather someone else to play. I'd rather Rafinha come off the bench and have Firmino on. That's just my opinion, okay? That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Now, for the first goal, they attacked us and they caught us trying to catch them offside. So it was more like Araujo was here, Cubarsí was kind of over here. We had Garcia here. So they caught us trying to get them offside, make a run, played it over the top to the right winger or right midfielder, and then boom, boom, tapped in, and then beautiful. I'm going to be honest. It was a beautiful play from their striker to have the little shoulder drop. Their striker had a great shoulder drop and got Cubarsí and Araujo to bite. So then he had an open little slot into the bottom left. That's what happened. End of the first half, Balde rushed back after a failed corner kick from us. Yamal couldn't control the ball, bounces off his foot, counterattack. Balde's last-ditch defender runs all the way back. We all know Balde's fast. So Balde makes it back, stops the ball, gets up, and as he's turning, leaves his hand out like this, turning his back to the ball to try to stop it, leaves his hand out like this, hits his wrist, penalty. My opinion, I don't think that's a penalty. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I don't think that's a penalty. I don't think it was on purpose in any way, shape, or form. But then again, the penalty rule is very loose. Like I said, the penalty rule is very, very loose. I think it's too open for anything to be a direct penalty, but it's very situational in my opinion. I think penalties are very, very situational. So I find it very difficult to kind of like say what is and isn't a penalty, because there's certain situations where it is and certain situations where it's not. And there's also a lot of the times where it'll be the same situation and the ref will say yes, it's a pen, and the ref will say no, it's a pen. Because later in the game, there was a situation where there was a shot taken, deflected, hits the goalie, and the goalie like ricochets it off his hands, hits it back, and it hits their defender in the box on the arm, and his arm is out like this, like he's standing like that, and his arm is out. Smacks I think is like right here, if I'm not mistaken. No pen given, right? No pen given. So I feel like it's very situational. The ref has to really decide, and at that point, bias, no bias, because you never know what the ref is thinking. You know what I'm saying? You never know who the ref supports. You never know this and that, whatever. You could say a million different things. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult to say. Now, in my opinion, the way we came out in the second half, I did like it, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It worked though. It did work. So if we check it out again, if we look at this again, right? We had, this is not switching. Okay, sorry. So we had, who was it? So Casado came off for Gavi. Gavi comes on. Rashford comes off for Olmo. Rafinha goes back out to his left. The game felt more fluid. It felt more fluid. I did like Rashford's performance in the first half. I'm not going to lie. But I didn't think it worked as well. It didn't complement Balde the way Rafinha playing up here in these positions and Balde rapping right here. It didn't work as well. You know what I'm saying? Still going to take some time. It's only the second game of the year, of the season. So we're going to have to see. Gavi brought in because he's more of that dog. He's that dog mentality that Gavi brings. He's just constantly on everything, pressuring everything. He leaves his mark when he tackles you. When he comes for the ball, he's gonna get the ball, yes or yes. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't, then you're gonna know he's gonna get you on the next one, right? So I did like Gavi coming in. I enjoyed it. Olmo over Fermin. In my opinion, I think we should have had Fermin over Olmo, but you know, it's all up to Flick, of course. But Olmo did have a solid performance. I'm not gonna lie. At first, like the first couple, I'd say the first 20 minutes of the second half, I didn't like Olmo's performance whatsoever. I think he was rough on the ball. Every time he got the pass in, he either couldn't control it or he wouldn't even get a touch. Like the ball would just slide past him. And yes, Pedri was giving very, very heavy passes, but Olmo, you should be taking that. He's trying to get direct passes to you, driven into your foot. Take the touch. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trusting your ability to control the ball, his technical ability, right? Okay. So our first goal, it came off of a corner. I think both of our goals came off of a corner, if I'm not mistaken. So corner kick. Crazy game, I can't lie. Is that what you're trying to say? ICO? I can't lie? Sure. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The game was insane. The game was insane. But first goal off the corner, if I'm not mistaken, Rafinha gives it to no, Rafinha swings it in, gets shot out, and then it hits Pedri. Pedri takes a touch, booms it. Booms it. I mean, like he's right here outside the box. Ball falls to him, takes a touch, swings it into the top right corner. What a fucking goal. Was it a pass? Lamine pass to Pedri? I don't remember so clearly because I have lost my fucking mind watching this game. Beautiful, beautiful plays though. Beautiful plays. So he got the assist. It could have been. It could have been. If I'm not mistaken. Point is, Pedri absolutely struck the life out of that ball, put it into the top right corner. Boom, 2-1. Barca's sniffing for a comeback. Barca sniffing for a comeback. And then we have an absolute beautiful goal from Ferran Torres. When I mean beautiful, this man is getting held back on a corner kick. Rafinha swings it in. On a corner kick, out of the air, one-time touch, just held back, swings his foot in the air, goal, 2-2. Now we have a fucking game, right? So then, later on, we go probably, I'd say around 25 minutes, maybe, give or take, around that, into like the 72nd, 73rd, around there, I want to say. Flick decides to make I'm about to speak on that. Flick decides to make a couple changes, right? Flick decides to make a couple changes. So Balde comes out. Araujo comes out. In comes Christensen. Kubarsi moves here. Christensen moves here. Garcia's here, right? Who else comes out? Wait, I only brought in one person. So Rafi moves back into like the midfield in a way. We were kind of playing like this, I guess you could say. It was kind of like this. And then we had, where is he? Lewa came on, and we kind of played with Lewa up top, and Ferran was kind of just roaming. So we kind of had Ferran roaming because he was kind of on both sides. I seen him running on both sides in a way, kind of just occupying empty spaces. Lewa was kind of holding up as a 9, and they'd kind of switch apart because, you know, Lewa does like to come down and pick up the ball as like a false 9 on some shit. He likes to play that. Rafinha kind of occupied the whole flank, everything on the left side, because there was plays where Levante was on the run back and Rafinha's just bombing it, trying to get back, right? Garcia, his usual, kind of just occupying everything. He wasn't necessarily a left back. I would say more like a left midfielder, because we're having Kubarsi holding up this left side. Christensen was more right here. And then I say Garcia would be here, but Garcia was more up because, you know, you can't have Yamal going back. And I do think that was the correct decision for Flick to not make Yamal rush back ever. You never want Yamal to go back. If he wants to play back, he could play back to like around right here. This is the furthest I say Yamal should be defending. right here. If he goes any further back, it should be like a free kick or a corner kick from the opposing team. But Yamal not going all the way back, but Rafinha having the legs and the fucking tank to be able to do this, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, we all know, everybody that watches Barcelona knows, Rafinha has what it takes to be able to play that left midfield role. Go up and down, up and down. There was a couple plays it did bite us in the ass because Yamal was giving those beautiful passes into the back post and Rafinha wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Ferran wasn't there. So it kind of did bite us in the ass, but it worked out in the long run. Yamal cooked up, did a couple things, swings it over high. It hits a defender on the head and swings into the left side of the goal. Goal Barcelona, 3-2, and then we kind of just saw the game out. Pedri Pedri slowed the game down, just took touches, grabbed the ball. We really didn't attack much after that because just weren't trying to risk nothing, especially with a 3-back. Garcia ended up coming off towards the end of the game. We got Koundé on, kind of just see the game out, fresh legs. You know what I'm saying? I did enjoy this lineup at the end of the game, looking for a goal, because that's basically what Flick wanted to do. He was looking for a goal. Now, let me speak on this absolute beautiful, beautiful play that I don't even need this, honestly. I don't even need that. Beautiful play from Pedri. So, I want to say Rashford plays it into Rafinha or Pedri, one of the two. One of the two plays it, or Balde. It was someone off the left. They played the ball into Rafinha's feet as Rafinha's coming into the box. He gets the ball, gets a touch, but loses it as he's trying to flick it onto Ferran. It bounces, hits Pedri, and Pedri absolutely slides it beautifully and perfectly with the perfect amount of weight into Ferran's feet. Ferran, well, not even into his feet. For him to take one touch and shoot, we are down 1-0 at this point. This is to make it 1-1 and tie the game, change the whole dynamic. Ferran decides to absolutely rip the fuck out of the ball. And look, I'm all for it. If you want to boom the ball, put it in the back of the net. Don't fucking hit it so hard and lean back and shoot it up, because he hit the post. And when I tell you, that could have changed the whole game. That could have really changed the whole game. I was so mad. I was to the point, and I'm not going to lie, once it hit halftime, and after that, Ferran hitting the fucking post, Ferran hitting the fucking crossbar, I wanted him out. Why are we unfocusing? I wanted him out. I wanted Ferran to get benched at halftime and have Rashford play the 9 so we can move Rafinha to the left. Exactly what happened, but Rashford going up top and Ferran coming out instead of Rashford coming out. That was what I wanted. That was my opinion. Didn't happen. Flick knows better than me. Everything ended up working out. Ferran got a goal. Rashford was so disappointing. I don't think Rashford was as bad as you may think he was. I'm going to be honest. I just think he didn't fit with the way that Rashford likes to play. It wasn't meshing well with Balde. I mean, they haven't played much together in game. You know what I'm saying? Training is a different story, of course. You know what I'm saying? Training is different. Training is not the same as the speed of the game when you're actually playing on a timer and everything. So I feel like Rashford wasn't a terrible performance. It wasn't great. He had good little plays. I mean, I love that nutmeg, and so he got into the box, but he took too many touches, too many, you know what I'm saying, trying to dribble the defenders to the point where he got swarmed and lost the ball. He lost the ball at his own feet at that point. Like, he lost himself. After the corner kick, when he got the ball back, I did like his cut down the byline, trying to take like a shot or nutmeg the goalie, something like that. I don't know exactly what he was trying to do, if he wanted to play across the goal or under the goalie and score the goal. But I did enjoy that that he was, he's fighting, he's trying his best. You know what I'm saying? He's doing everything in his power to help the team. But I didn't like his press though. I did not like the way he was pressing. I want Rashford to press similar to Rafinha. I know Rafinha's a different dog. Rafinha's completely different, but I want Rashford to have that intensity. I want him to go for the ball. Like I want him to chase like he's like we're losing 2-0. You know what I'm saying? I want him to always play with intensity. And I feel like our front line wasn't pressing as much as usual. So that's pretty much one of my takes from the game. The first half was just an overall disappointing match. Like not half. I take that back. It was an overall disappointing half, taking in consideration Yamal's side was super quiet. It was more Garcia than it was Yamal. Yamal was getting clamped up. There was a point where he did have a couple good moves where he got past his defender. He had his defender stumbling, but like other than that, I mean, Yamal was kind of stopped today. Yamal was kept quiet for majority of the match. I didn't enjoy that. I did not enjoy that. I think Yamal needs to. I feel like his head wasn't fully in the game, not until the end of the match. I feel like today in the first half, he wasn't fully into the game. In the second half, it was a lot better, but he still wasn't giving what he usually gives. Like he wasn't applying the pressure and like facing his defender as much as he usually does, because he usually faces his defender and like he'll lose the ball here and there, but he usually beats his defender. He's always like on 10 because he knows what he wants to do. Whereas today, he looked like he was hesitant. He wanted the nutmeg, but he also wanted to cut he likes to slide the ball to his outside foot and go, or like slide past the front of the defender. So like he was kind of in between what he was trying to do today. Eric Garcia, beautiful performance. I really love this performance. Pedri, man of the match. Usually it's the same every game. Pedri's always just an 8 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 performance every game, damn near. Ferran, terrible first half. I feel like he couldn't apply what he wanted to apply. Pedri is the player with the most player of the matches since 2025. Doesn't he have the most last season? Is that what you're trying to say? Or you're saying like since the start of the year he has the most player of the matches out of everyone? But yeah, chat, I'm gonna be honest, that was a intense game since the start of the year. I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same like since last season he has the most man of the matches. That wouldn't surprise me either. That'd be a crazy stat. That last season he had the most man of the matches or player of the matches. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else we could talk about. The penalty I already spoke about. I didn't think it was a pen, but I mean it's iffy when the pen rule is like so loose. Like I keep saying, I feel like the pen rule is it's too up in the air. Like before, I didn't like it before because it was like it doesn't matter. Hits your hand, pen. No matter like if your hand is like, you know what I'm saying? If your hand isn't to your body, it's a pen. I didn't like that before, but now it's just too up in the air. Because at least before, it's always a pen. If it hits your hand, it's always a pen. There's never not a pen. You know what I'm saying? So I think the pen rule is just too up in the air for people to really talk about it and like have like hate towards it or like it. You know what I'm saying? It's too 50-50 or ref. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the ref. So it is what it is, to be honest, in my opinion. But yeah, that was pretty much my take on the game. I think Levante's striker, he played really well for the chances he did get. Levante could have had 4 on us. Honestly, I think Levante could have scored 4 past Barca, but we just got really lucky, and we also had some solid defending. Casado had a run back. There was this one play where Casado ran back and absolutely locked the motherfucker down to the point where he just didn't get a shot off, and Casado took the ball, and we restarted play. Balde, I loved his run back to stop that ball. Although he conceded a penalty, like that's not even his fault, to be honest. I think it was just, a mistake. Penalties are really just mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's gonna annoy me about this match is probably that penalty, just because, like I said, it's so open, it's so in the air with that rule. But it is what it is, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got nothing else to say about the game. Nothing more to my analysis of the game. So that's pretty much it. Make sure to this is going for YouTube, so make sure chat y'all. Make sure y'all say hi to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, give me your thoughts on the game. Let me know what y'all thought of the game. Subscribe. Make sure to hit the subscription button. You know what I'm saying? That little red button that be at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Hit that bitch. And turn on notifications so you know when I upload a YouTube video. And if you want to lock in with the Twitch, make sure you lock in with the Twitch as well. You know what I'm saying? We be live Monday through Friday. I do watch-alongs for Barca games. I'm going to do watch-alongs for City games here and there. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. And y'all have a good rest of y'all's day. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the Barcelona game. I'm out of here. Top of the league, baby.